Hey everyone, what's up? Welcome back to Subnet Zero. Today we are going to learn supernetting, that is the opposite of subnetting, and by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly when and why it's used. So, this video assumes that you are already comfortable with CIDR and subnetting. If you're not, I recommend starting from the beginning of this playlist since each lesson builds on the last. Make sense? So, without further ado, let's jump right in. So basically, supernetting is nothing more than just a reverse of subnetting. As simple as that. So the broader idea basically is that if you remember in subnetting, we divide the network either into 2 or 4 or 8 or 16, depending upon the requirement, right? This is what subnetting is all about. Supernetting is about merging networks. Okay, again, let me repeat. Subnetting is about dividing an existing network, while supernetting is merging multiple networks. So let's say if this is a subnetted network, okay, of /24. In supernetting, what we will do in supernetting, let's say if there are two networks, okay, those both are /24 we will essentially merge them into one. So this will be merged into one. Let me just make the adjustments. So essentially, we are merging two major networks into one. Okay. So when these two networks merge, okay, it will total up to be /23. Yeah, makes sense? So this is the simplest example of what supernetting is. Supernetting is much easier once you understand CIDR. The definition is just simple. Subnetting divides, supernetting combines. Yeah, supernetting merges. Let me show you another example of how it works. Again, you don't have to get too deep into it because most network engineers will use subnetting far more than supernetting, okay? Let me just clear up this board and let me show you another brief example. Yeah. So imagine we have these four networks, okay? Let me just, yeah. So let's say if you have these four examples, okay? Network 1, network 2, network 3, and network 4, okay? So instead of, dividing it into /24 as CIDR, what we will do is all these four we will combine in one single network and will be roped on 192.168.0.0/22, entire single network. This will be roped on, okay? And the range of this network would be 192.168.0.0 to 192.168.3.255. This would be the range. Yeah. So now when it comes to why do we do this, okay? It's just simple. It's just to consume less memory. Okay? It's just one entry, less memory, and it makes general communication and management a lot easier, okay? For the network engineers. Think of it like transferring boxes from one area to another. If you have five boxes, okay, five items, one, two, three, four, five, yeah, and if you have to ensure it reaches your friend, okay. So instead of these sending five boxes individually, you will just rope them in one and just directly send this box to your friend. Make sense? That's the exact thing how it works here. So this is just a brief introduction of how supernetting works, okay? Here's another way of showcasing it. When we have a network /24, okay? When we split it in half, when we divide it into two parts, it will be /25 over here and /25 over here. Make sense? When you split them in even further halves, these two, this will be /26, /26, /26, again /26. Make sense? That's how this will be divided. And this continues to /31. So let's say we have two networks, okay, and you have to merge them into one. So this point onwards, the further division over here, it's called subnetting. But supernetting basically is we combine these two and turn them into one network that will be /23. Make sense? Yeah. So that's how basically supernetting works. It's fairly simple. I'm not going too deep into it because majority of you will be using subnetting way more than supernetting, okay? So this was just a brief overview of what it is, okay? So I hope this video helped make networking a little easier to understand. And if it did, consider liking, subscribing, and sharing this with anyone who may find this useful, because we have only scratched the surface. There are plenty of more networking topics coming up. And again, thank you all for watching. And this is the end of the playlist. So first of all, huge congratulations if you have made it through the end of this video. So we have completed the logical part of networking, okay? The next series that I'll begin what we call the physical part of networking, okay? So I'll see you in the next video and I'll see you in the next playlist, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you there. Bye.